topic I thought of was you could talk about the phrase "you are what you eat" and talk about how to actually talk about you are what you consume in terms of like information and like videos and stuff. I was like, fuck.
You're so smart, Adam.
But I don't know. I don't know how you'd make a whole ass video about
make that happen. No, I was thinking more along the lines of like imagine if, like, what if you went don't quit putting your fucking if you went like bass fishing with your papa and you went down to the big old lake and you got down there and you started pinching your nipples and started licking your neck. What do you think you'd do?
What the fuck?
Like, what do you think you'd do at that point in time?
With my dad. And it's just me and him?
Your father, yeah. He went there, he's like, Adam, my son.
Is that my current age? Or when I was younger?
Do what the fuck you want, baby. I don't care.
I feel like now, like, he wouldn't be able to do that. Because he would start touching me like at all weird. I'd just like, get the fuck off me, old man. But see, if you're like 8 years old, you can't really fight back.
You're like, get the fuck off me, old man. Oh my god. See, but what if he turned out like he was hiding his strength all these years and he was actually super strong. He started overpowering you in the boat. He started dunking your head in the water, giving you...
I guess I'm getting molested then. Because I certainly don't work out. I'm fucked.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Jesus. What about you? What would you do?
My dad? I don't know. I'd tip the fucking boat. My dad's pretty thick. I'm not sure if he'd be able to... I think him trying to swim would be enough to keep him off me.
See, now would you tip the boat, you're both in the water, I'm guessing you swim back to shore. Now, do you leave him there? Or do
no, I'd save my dad.
Okay, like what the hell are you doing?
I still love my dad.
He's just trying to molest you, though.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We could talk it out when we get back to shore.
And then you ask your brothers if they've ever had an experience.
They start breaking down in tears and shit, and I have to console them. Oh, fuck. Okay, we haven't introduced it yet, but we've been recording.
Yeah, I thought so.
So, my name is Ryan.
My name's Adam.
And, we just decided to start recording things, and now we're going to put them on the internet because we have nothing else to do.
I can do some other stuff.
Alright, yeah, I guess we're doing it just because it sounded like it'd be fun. And, yeah, you know, who knows? Maybe it could turn into something if we're consistent, but... So that's...
Consistency's everything.
Yes, okay. Confucius says. Any other hypotheticals? Okay, so I got one. Because I listened to this before when people talk about it, and I really disagreed with what some people thought. So if there was a clone of Hitler, like, it's not the same person, but it's... You probably heard that he's putting shit on the table. It's an exact replica. Like he thinks that he is the Hitler. Like, all the same memories, the same exact body. It's a clone. Would you then punish that clone the same as you would the original?
Oh.
Like, the clone really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it actually is just the same person.
That's true.
Like, it's different molecules, but it's the same.
But see, then that's the same as, like, do you celebrate him as a hero because he's a clone of the guy who killed Hitler?
Wait, what? What are you talking about? You fucking retard.
I've seen so many memes of people like celebrate. This is the guy who killed Hitler. Oh, he's a hero.
Fucking idiot.
I don't know. That's because I mean, I think if he were like trying to do the same things as Hitler,
the president gives him the Medal of Honor and kisses him on the cheek. Thank you.
Yeah, tucks him in and not gives him a kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if he just continues as a normal human being and not tries to revolutionize Germany or some shit,
Yeah, because what's he gonna do now? He's just an old fuck.
I mean, he wasn't that old when he died.
Oh, dude,
right?
he was like fucking. He was raggedy ass old man. He was like,
really?
yeah, he has horrible health when he killed himself.
I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the whole point of this propaganda and shit was that you didn't know that.
The only Hitler lore I know is that he's a hero.
Lore.
And he's a hero.
Hitler lore. Fuck. See, my stance is that you treat him as the actual person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's the same fucking... Oh, you bitch-ass cat. Stop it. Cat out here smacking the microphone with her tail.
But see, I guess this is like kind of the same, but there's an episode of Black Mirror where they basically take a clone of her mind and then make it like a slave for like smart technology.
I saw that one, yeah.
And that's like kind of the same, or like not exactly. But
yeah. So like
they're making her a slave basically. She thinks she's a real person.
Yeah, because in that one, she just experiences herself like being sucked out of her body and then into a fucking machine.
Yeah, but her like AI thinks she's a real person.
Yeah.
And then she's like being treated like a slave.
Yeah. So yeah, I think fuck Hitler. Like you'd give him another fucking a cyanide tooth to chew on, another bullet to put in his head. You know what I mean? Like,
jeez. Another renowned hero.
Yeah, there you go. No, that dude, he was seriously paranoid. He like ate a cyanide capsule and then also shot himself.
Interesting.
What a fucking guy. He was like, if this fucking stomach melting body acid poison doesn't kill me, then a swift bullet to the head should probably handle it. I mean, I guess that's fair. I have known people that, or like, people shoot themselves in the head sometimes and they don't end up dying.
Yeah, it's all on how you shoot yourself. You gotta go in the mouth.
In the mouth?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it's up through the brain.
Wow, why not just into the brain?
You could, if you go here, a lot of times they go too far forward and they just shoot like your eyes connections.
See,
off.
but I went to high school with a kid. This is really morbid. I went to high school with a kid who he did LSD right after school ended and tried to drive home and then crashed into the garage of like one of his neighbors and then got out of the car and ran back home and got in like big ass trouble about it. And like everybody at school knew about it. And then he ended up shooting himself. He tried to commit suicide by using a shotgun and he put the barrel underneath his chin. And he just ended up blowing his jaw off and lived. I think he either dropped out or started going to a different school because we never saw him again after that. But
let's see, the second shot was just...
No, he's alive. I know that much.
Oh, okay.
He lived, yeah. Yeah, you really think you'd have that fucking resolve after your jaw's gone to load that bitch up again?
I mean, his life is probably worse now because of that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be uglier.
It definitely is, but like, I think your fight or flight goes into like it goes into attack mode there, and like your body, like you immediately just trying to do whatever you can to not die.
I mean, maybe now he's one of those spokesmen on like I survived. There's one guy who jumped like off a bridge or a building, and then he became a spokesperson.
Yeah, and I think it was a bridge. Yeah,
yeah, and then
he was like, the second you step off the bridge, you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah, and then I think a lot of people like did the same thing to see if they survive, then they'll turn their shit around.
Oh my god,
that's not how you do that.
I know how I'll get the resolve to quit my job.
I'll jump off a bridge.
I'll try to kill myself, and then when I live,
oh shit.
It's like I don't think that.
But see, if you're in such a situation to where you're contemplating that, you're basically contemplating suicide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you might as well just go for it, kid.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, at least go see like the Hoover Dam and make that shit happen. You know what I mean? That'd be cool.
Be exciting about it.
Yeah. Be one of the people that fucking slide. Dude, that'd be horrible jumping down the Hoover Dam. Because that shit isn't flat, dude. Like, it doesn't go down straight. Like, it curves in a little bit, you know?
Like
so you start tumbling a little bit, like a soccer ball down the
What if you, like, lived that and your back was just, like, fucked?
Oh, dude, you'd have so many things. I think I think your limbs would snap off your body. Like,
you'd be in so much pain, but I feel like you could maybe Luna.
If you rolled properly.
Yeah.
You Jason Statham that shit. You fucking like tucked in and you.
What if you like were on like a skateboard or something?
The ultimate half pipe. You just fucking. Oh
not like standing, but I mean like laying down.
What do you mean?
If you're standing like horizontal, would you be able to stay on that?
I'd probably come off your feet. No, but I don't even know what you mean then by having a skateboard.
Well, you need to get bigger than a skateboard because you're like laying down like flat.
Oh,
with your back to it.
okay. I see what you mean. He's talking about laying down on your back on the fucking on the board and then going down that way. I think that might work. You'd have to hold the board to your ass and pray to God that you don't like veer sideways and go tumbling. But
you might need a thicker board for sure.
Maybe. Or you just don't jump down the Hoover Dam. That's probably be
where's the fun of that?
Yeah, I guess. I feel like we were talking about something, and I had something to say, and I totally forgot.
There's probably something.
Yeah, why did I bring up the kid shooting himself?
Start with Hitler shooting himself.
Oh yeah, he was really paranoid.
Yeah, and then I said you're not always dying. You don't always die from shooting yourself in the head.
What was the point I was trying to make? I don't even
I mean, here's like...
Oh, I was going to say, that's just like the fucking Bjork stalker. You remember that guy?
Bjork stalker, no.
You don't know who Bjork is?
No.
She's like an Icelandic pop star from like the early 2000s, and there was this fucking weirdo that recorded himself on a video recorder in like 1998 or some shit, and like had a bunch of tapes that became popular because he just recorded himself talking about Bjork and how he wanted to send her an acid bomb.
Oh.
Yeah, and then his final fucking video, he's like sitting in this, I don't think he has a shirt on, he's really fat, and he's sitting in this fucking like office chair, like leaning back and forth quickly, like getting really upset, and he's got a gun in his hand, he's like hyping himself up, and there's like a fucking clock and like a poster with a face on it behind him and shit. He's like in a basement, it's super weird. Oh my God. And he's like, and he starts mumbling to himself like, you fucking, and then he puts the bullet, he puts the gun in his mouth and he pulls the trigger. And like, oh, it's so fucking nasty. I wish I hadn't seen it. And he, like, you hear it pops, and it doesn't sound that loud, but you just see it pop and like a jolt go through his whole body, and then his body just slump over and he falls off the chair. And it's so creepy because the video's just then dead. Nothing's moving. And you just hear like somebody left a fucking milk carton upside down. You just hear like glug, 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 glug.
There's like
blood flowing out of his body.
Oh my God.
And it's so nasty. Because it's like, it's so uncanny. Like, it literally sounds like, because, your fucking blood's coming out, air's got to go in to replace the, but it's, oh my God, just the noise is so fucking like bone chilling. It's nasty as fuck.
So, when he shot himself, did it like splatter when he shot himself?
I don't think so.
I think like shows and movies.
Yeah, it like explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he had a bigger fucking gun, it's probably like a 9mm pistol or some shit. But no, because he hypes himself up and then he's holding it with the pistol with two hands, and then he turns them upside down both and puts the barrel in his mouth and just fucking pops it really fast. And yeah, he just, is nasty. But like, yeah, nothing comes out of the back of his head, I don't think. And if it does, you don't really see it because it's also like a shitty quality video, like 240p 1990s type of shit. But yeah, it's gross, dude. Oh yeah.
I guess while we're on the topic of shooting yourself, my dad's brother
shot himself. Oh fuck!
Yeah,
I was joking.
No, like my dad's brother was like a couple of years older than him, and just one night just shot himself with a shotgun.
Damn.
Like I think he was like in the mouth, shot himself.
That makes me sad, dude. I know.
He was like in his lower 20s, but yeah.
Oh really? I know too many people that shot themselves with shotguns. Actually. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't own a shotgun. Maybe I'll be down one night and I'll have like
Ribby owns a handgun.
Uh-oh.
I feel like one night he's gonna have a bad night.
He's gonna be kind of sad. See, Ribby's the type of person I see fucking. Ribby is Adam's friend. His real name is Ribolino, and he's just like, he lives near you. You went to high school with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him being the motherfucker that has a low night and starts shooting other people.
I mean, This is probably really fucked up and we shouldn't do it, but we'll joke about if we're getting roasted, we'll be like, yeah, don't come to school tomorrow. And then there was like one night where they were like laying into me, and I was like, don't come to school tomorrow. And then me and Donald went to class the next day, and apparently he was like kind of scared because we sat down and he's like, yo, Adam, like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. No, you should have started reaching into your backpack.
I was like reaching to get my laptop, and then he's like, yo, Adam, I'm really sorry about last night and stuff. And I'm like, you really think I was gonna do something? I don't want a gun.
He's actually getting fucking paranoid.
We're also sitting like in the back of the class. So we free range.
You were wearing a trench coat just by chance.
Just by chance.
Had mascara on because you really wanted to try it. Mascara. Oh, fuck. See, that's shitty though, man, because I think about that. Like, we never had to worry about that stuff when we were in high school.
Oh, no kidding. Like, we had occasional, like, live shooter drills.
Yeah.
But it was like once a year. Now they probably have it like once a month.
No, but ours weren't even live shooter. Ours were just like the quote unquote like intruder drills.
Oh,
so it was like the same shit for like fire drills and like tornado drills for us. Like, and it was once a year. It wasn't even as frequent. Like they would do it and we would just put it on lockdown. Like the fucking teacher would lock the door. You'd all
huddle by the wall.
Yeah, you'd hide against
the door.
And then it was like, okay, this feels normal. But now they're called fucking school shooter drills, and like you gotta.
Holy shit.
And they always gotta teach them that same shit they teach you at corporate offices, the run, hide, fight bullshit.
Oh, I can't imagine being like a little kid and doing that. Like,
dude, I know.
That's traumatizing.
Fucking God. Like every single day, like being, not every single day, but like it's pretty often that they're just being taught to almost be fearful of that shit. Like, I mean, like it's, ugh. And it's also like, of the tragedies, like this is going to sound horrible, but like of the tragedies that happen, like those are super uncommon. Like we hear about it.
They did, but they make a big deal about it.
That's what it is.
So that's why it seems.
Yeah, it seems so prevalent.
So prevalent.
Yeah. But yeah, to be honest with you, man, like I didn't ever think about that shit. I mean, I did think about it, but you always thought about it in the vein of like, man, what if somebody running this classroom right now? I'd fucking throw the table at him. I'd grab the gun out of his hand.
Yeah.
Be the school hero.
On your way up there.
You die, man.
Or you'd be huddling behind someone else in real life.
You try to pick up the desk, it's a little too heavy for you. Yeah, you're fucking gone. But, no, yeah, so I thought about it in that vein, but then, yeah, I got out and it felt like I got out of high school and it felt like it just fucking picked up so much. Oh, my little brother had just gotten in high school, and then my girlfriend's little sister had just gotten in high school. I was like, dude, it's such a different environment now than when I was in.
And here's what's really weird. Me and my brother, we went to UNO, to PKI, which is a building on campus, and it was like a Saturday, and we were able to just walk in because the doors were unlocked. And he's like, so you're telling me like anybody could come in here?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, what if like someone with a gun? I'm like, well, there's not as many people here at a time as like a high school, so they wouldn't choose this as a target, which is fucked up. But like, honestly, like you would go down and you get like one classroom, but then
that'd be everybody else would fucking hear that shit, and it's such a big building with such like a low, I don't know, like population rate for the time. I don't know.
Yeah, because.
But also, to be fair, PKI is like the computer science, computer engineering building. So of those, I could see those people being the one to try to shoot up school. You get the fucking Jesus. You get the weird motherfuckers in computer science, dude.
There is a lot of weird.
A lot of motherfuckers that you know smell just by looking at them.
Oh, I had one class where just sitting in the classroom, you just smelled bad.
Oh God, dude! What I hate that I learned became so fucking prevalent is everybody's breath fucking stank, dude. It's bad.
Really?
It was so gross. It's like that. I definitely brushed my teeth this morning, but like, I just took a nap for an hour type of breath. You know what I mean? Like my mouth has been closed a little too long today. Like,
yeah.
It's fucking.
I guess I didn't get that close to some people.
No, dude, I just had to.
I can imagine.
And then you also find some weird fucking dudes. Like there was this one kid that I had in my org zaps and tech class that just would not shut up ever. And he was so proud about how much caffeine he could intake.
That's not something to be proud of.
Exactly. But he was talking about it. He was like, yeah, so I had to go to the hospital one time because I was like, who fucking
wow.
why? Like nobody fucking cares because he had like 2 monsters on his desk or something. So the teacher obviously, like, if you're trying to be an outgoing, he was a business teacher teaching that class for some reason. And I actually liked him. He's pretty cool, but he was more outgoing. And so he was like, wow, you tired today? Or some shit like that. And then he just started going off and just kept talking in front of the whole class about that stupid shit. About how he went to the hospital because he had I had like a red eye and then I asked him for 3 extra espresso shots and then I had like a monster and then... And he went to the fucking hospital. It's like, cool, dude.
What a lunatic.
Yeah, and he would always talk about how he had like a sports motorcycle and shit like that. It's like, nobody cares.
Okay.
Nobody cares. That's something I do not... Oh! And that also reminds me, there was this one kid I had in my one of my math classes. It was like the computer science math. What the fuck was that? The first one?
Discrete math?
Yeah, discrete math. And there were a lot of cool people in there, actually, for some reason. But there's this one kid that sat in the back. I saw him at Home Depot the other day. This same kid that I'm talking... I work at Home Depot, by the way. This same kid that I'm talking about, I saw him at Home Depot, and it just it revived dead brain cells in my head just to think about him and remember that he existed. But he would sit in the back of the class, and every fucking time the teacher put up a problem on the board or something, it was like he was 9. He would race as fast as he fucking could to have the answer and immediately raise his hand and try to tell her what it was. And then, of course, if she said something and he thought she was wrong, he would object and shit like that. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, what? And she was like straight from Russia, dude. She was so smart and good at her job. And I was like, dude, there's no fucking way she's wrong. And she never was. But he had some balls, though, to do some shit like that. Okay. But the best part of this fucking story is that whenever there was homework or tests that which she would hand back, if he ever got a score he didn't like, he would start to cry audibly in the back of the fucking classroom and then storm out and not come back for the rest of the fucking class.
Wow.
And he was big, too. Like, he seriously looked like 24, 25. And he's like 6'3", like a big dude. And I was like, dude, there's no fucking reason. You should be crying. Crying audibly. Like, everybody in the class is very uncomfortable.
He probably doesn't have that bad of a grade.
No, he never fucking did. I'm pretty sure somebody saw it and he missed like a couple questions. Which, I mean, in that class is like, there's only like 4 or 5 questions on a test. But like, you're still passing. This is a fucking homework grade. Like, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'd be like a 60% and he'd fucking storm out crying like loud. Jesus. He'd like pop the door open loud and shit. It's like, oh my God, dude.
But see, like, that doesn't help you at all.
At all.
Like one,
I was like, it's gonna be harder for you next class to get the to get the answers right because you weren't here to learn this time.
And plus, like, you're in such a bad mentality because you just got a bad grade. Like, okay, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
And you're crying over it. Like, what are you gonna do when your boss tells you did a bad job? Are you gonna cry and quit? Like, come on now.
I think it was. I like to try to diagnose people. I think he had some like issue with being an intellectual because he was obviously an ugly fucking dude. Like he was.
Yeah, a lot of people that are like, I don't know at what level of smartness, but like they get too cocky about how smart they are.
That's what it is. Yeah, they're.
So then when they get a bad grade or someone proves them wrong, they're like,
yeah, it upsets them. Yeah. But most of the time, I know guys like that, and then it's also mostly guys that I know like that.
I mean, I wouldn't say you see too many girls that are like that.
Yeah. And I actually think I read a statistic, or I heard it, but there's a statistic where it's like the majority of, if you're a male and you have a high IQ and you're particularly pointed towards STEM, so you're really good at math, there's a better chance that you're not verbally gifted the same way. I mean, it's like, I don't want to give you a number, but a fair amount of men like that will not be verbally gifted. Meanwhile, if you're a woman and you're gifted in math, that like it doesn't exist. Like, you're also going to be verbally gifted.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, if you're a smart girl that can do math well, you're just smart and you can talk and have conversations and people will like you. But if you're a smart guy, there's a chance that you just might be fucking like, you can't talk to girls or people. And that was him, dude. Like, he was obviously intelligent. Like he would spit out right answers to the teacher.
So like for guys you can't have both, but girls you can.
Well, it's not. I don't want to say it's all of them, all guys. Like it's definitely not. Like I was really good at math.
Yeah.
And I can definitely talk. But I've definitely known a lot of guys that were just smart. And, they were pretty cool sometimes, like when I talked to them. But, like, when it came to girls or just public or anything else, man, they would just clam up and, like, their body would shut down trying to talk. I was like, my God. And there's got to be some girls out there that have the equivalent, but it's like, I don't think it's as prevalent when I think about it.
I feel like, yeah, that's just a big, like, gender difference. Like, a lot of times you don't really have to expect a girl to be so outgoing.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. But a lot of times they are anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas a guy...
Well, I don't even know if it's...
definitely a difference between, like, a quiet guy and like an outgoing guy.
Yeah. See, but even then, it's like... See, that I think it comes to, like, courage a bit. Because there are some guys where you, like... Especially if you're trying to talk to a girl, like, you really gotta fucking... You gotta nut up or shut up, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta head out there and... put it on the line. But what I mean by it's not really like outgoing as much. It's just like the capability of just talking. It's like, because like, god damn, I've known so many girls that even like the typical like super nerdy girl, I haven't known one of those that just haven't been able to talk to me if I talk to them. Like they might prefer not to, or they might be shy or something, but they could still really handle it. Meanwhile, I've known guys where it's like if you talk to them like that, they just fall apart. Like, you just can't fucking... Like, they'll respond with one word or something, or they'll just be like, what? And they just can't... Their brain malfunctions. They just can't handle it. Yeah, so I wonder what the hell. What the hell?
I don't know. It is super interesting, though.
I wonder if it's the penis. The penis. Some of the nerves get crossed, and the penis tries to overpower the brain in it.
Oh.
Just can't handle it.
Your other brain.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Tries to take over.
The other head. That's what it is. Thinking too much for you. Fuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. Yes. I think that's funny to think about. Like, just the different, like, almost archetypes of kids you knew in high school. Like, that archetype of, like, the nerdy kid who was, like, if you talked to him, he'd shut down, and he was, like, way too... Like, he was intelligent, but he liked the fact that he was intelligent, like, way too much. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like, I know a few of those.
Yeah. Well, because then you're almost talking about, like, a guy who's cocky about being intelligent, but then can't talk.
Yeah, is ugly, can't talk.
That's just a killer.
Usually,
because then if you do get them to talk, they're just going to be really arrogant and rude.
And then they're like, why can't... They're incels, basically.
Yeah, they're incels. Oh, you're describing incels.
Yeah, yes. I think so, yeah.
Because like, I would say, like, I'm pretty intelligent, but I'm also, like, pretty humble about it, to where I'm not sitting here, like, saying, oh, I'm smarter than you. Here's why you're wrong, you know?
Except for when it comes to computer science. You had some you had some fat dick moments back at work when we fucking...
Well, that's because I was just... We were just being buds. And
yeah, it's true.
Roasting you.
Yeah, but every now and then you'd catch something and I'd be like, that one hurt a little bit, man. Like, you'd be like...
Well, yeah.
I'd be like, man, what the fuck is wrong with my code? And then you'd come over and be like, it's that, you retard. I'd be like, all right, dude, listen, you don't have to do it that fast or that mean.
But see... Like, I know... You
can at least pretend that it took you a minute to find it. Like...
But see, I'm also very aware and accept that there's people that are way smarter than me.
Yeah. Okay.
No programming way better.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And are more passionate about it.
Which is important.
And I'm okay with that, mainly because programming is... I see it as my way of making money, because I'm... decently good at it.
That's your trade, yeah.
But I don't see it as my passion. Like, I want to do this forever.
Much agreed. For those who... Okay, so nobody probably knows. Both Adam and I used to work at a place called Union Pacific Railroad in Nebraska as interns. And...
It's where we met.
Yes, it's where we met. And it's... we did software development. And... so yeah, that's what we're talking about when I'm saying that we do code and I'd fucking make something and... His ass would... I just opened Sprite. He would come over and look at my code and just tell me immediately what the problem was that I was looking at for like 3 hours and couldn't find.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a fucking blast.
But see, then Ryan got fired, and
Yes.
I had to get out of there because without Ryan, it's no fun. Or at least there. I have a new job now, and it's great.
And it's great without Ryan. I'm glad he's not around. Boy, yes. And now I work at Home Depot.
It's interesting.
Oh,
Are you still like not wanting to get back in that industry?
dude, not at all. I really hate that shit, to be honest with you. Like, I can see where it can be super cool and creative, and like I really admire people that can do that stuff and they do it well. And like, there's even some people I watch on YouTube, like they'll do fun applications of programming that I think I could even get into. Or like,
Nice.
I saw a video where one guy, he was using a type like some API, and he was using it to make a game of Snake and AI that could run through the Snake game and do it perfectly every time. And that was fun to watch. Just seeing how people like face those problems, because it's like you look at them and you think like, how would I do that? And they're just really smart and good at it, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, outside of that, it's way too much of a fucking like endless grind. You're just non-stop punching a brick wall until it's chipped back enough where the boss goes, all right, onto this brick wall. And then you're like, okay, this one wasn't done yet. And he's like, yeah, I know. And then you're just moving on.
Yeah. And then I guess like in prepping for my new job, I was like looking at how to do coding interviews and stuff. And they were all for like the really big tech companies like Google, Amazon and stuff. And they're like these intense questions. And I was like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on, because one, you don't ever use that kind of stuff in the job. And two, like I actually interviewed for an internship with Amazon, and they asked those kind of questions, and I failed. The interviewer was grilling me on like why my answer doesn't work, and I was like, okay, I guess like at the end of the day, I don't really want to work.
Yeah, it's like, do I even know how to program? Like,
yeah,
I don't even...
and plus, like, if it's that hard to get into the job, like, do I really want to be in a job that's difficult?
Yeah, where you need it. Yeah, where you need that type of knowledge. And the thing is, though, is it's like, I feel like if I were to be at that job for 6 months, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, pretty easy. Like,
a matter of getting in there.
Yeah, you just need the practice and shit. It's like,
whereas my current job, Omaha, is much smaller than like Palo Alto and stuff in terms of tech. So the company I work for is much smaller than Google. Much smaller.
Adam, are you talking about the Silicon Prairie?
Silicon Prairie, yeah. So the coding question, the only coding question where I had to like write down code was the FizzBuzz problem.
What the fuck is that?
For people that know code, the FizzBuzz is super simple, but essentially it's, if it's divisible by 3, you return fizz. If it's divisible by 5, return buzz.
Really?
Divisible by 3 and 5, you return fizzbuzz.
Fizzbuzz?
That was the only coding question.
That's like a Java 1 question.
Yeah. And then they asked some like theoretical questions on like can you describe your thinking process of how to figure out how many gas stations are in the country and stuff. And that was it. And then obviously me, the guy who struggled with all the hard stuff, was able to pass that and get the job. So I don't know. And plus, like, that simpler interview process follows into the job, because the job, one, the people are like great, so it's a good working environment. And two, like, it's not as complex as people like make it out to be, you know? Like, you can get through it. I definitely will say my first week and a half, I was feeling imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
I was like,
dude, I know.
I was like, holy shit, this is overwhelming. There's so much stuff.
That was me, like.
But then you just keep going, and you get through it, and you learned. And now they hired a BA, and her first week, and even now, like today, she's decently good looking. She's like 31, has a kid though.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Oh, what do you mean, Adam? You can pull that off.
But she's like asking me questions now, and I'm like, hey.
It's like, I know what I'm doing. Quit looking at me. I'm a salary employee.
See, one thing that I'm not really comfortable with her enough, but I want to ask her one, why she quit her old job and came here, and two, how much she's getting paid. But like, I'm not close enough to ask that kind of stuff yet. If she asks me, I tell her straight up, like, here's why I quit UP. Here's what I'm making.
You should give her some cookies or some shit, and then like hide a "Do you like me" note underneath all the cookies.
Do you like me? Do you like me? How much do you pay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fill in the boxes with all the answers so we can be friends. A friend application. Fuck. No, yeah, I felt I like almost always feel imposter syndrome, like anywhere I work. And every time a boss tells me, "No, you're doing a good job," I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
this fooled him again."
Fooled him again.
It's like, "Oh, you poor bitch, you have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing."
But in reality, he's probably thinking like, "Damn, he's a stallion. He's out here working his ass off."
Yeah, and then you like, but then I think the way to get over imposter syndrome is to like think of what your coworkers actually do, and think about like how you would do that, and like how much time it would take you, and like all that shit. Because as soon as I start thinking like that, then I'm like, oh, that's actually like not far off. Like I think it would take me just as long. But then you think about like if like when they start talking about all the stuff that they've been doing, you're like, I don't fucking know what they were doing at all. And it's, I don't know.
I had a lunch with some of the higher like managers of programmers last week, and they were talking about like all these different projects, and I was like, holy fuck, what's going on here?
Yeah, that shit's intimidating.
But then I was like, I'm in my own department doing my own thing. Like I have to realize like they've been here way longer.
Yeah, and they also know,
they're also managers.
And they also know a lot less about each individual thing.
Yeah.
Like, they have an overview of most of them. Some of them probably have, like, a 75% view on it. Meanwhile, you're, like, 100% in it, like, finding all the new shit and stuff.
And I didn't meet with... My boss wasn't there, but, like, the people that were there, they probably have no clue what I'm doing. Like, if I told them about it, they'd be like, what the...
Yeah, I'd be like, I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
Like, that's what you have to realize. Like, not everyone knows what you're doing, and you don't know what they're doing. You just have to kind of live with that. But... I don't know, it's fun. I also asked them because my job, I'm a research and development software developer. So it's a lot of proof of concept and stuff like that and theoretical things like that. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm working on like integrating the software of a company that my company bought. So I'm figuring out how their stuff works and trying to figure out how it can work with ours. Whereas when I was at that meeting, I asked them, so like, what does a regular software developer do
and to make this happen?
Well, no, I mean, like if they're writing code for my company, what do they start with? Because there's another guy who started like 3 days before me, and I was trying to figure out like what he's doing, and apparently he's still doing like training with Treehouse, training thing, and he's doing like pair programming.
Pair?
Yeah, he hasn't even got his first like tasks to do by himself.
Yike.
And he's been here 3 days longer than I have. So I'm like, oh, okay. So that means the expectation isn't like crazy.
Yeah. You're also an overachiever, you big asshole.
Yeah.
Yo. For all those who don't know, the reason that's such a big task to take somebody else's software and to mix it with yours is because there's different types of programs and like software stacks and things that are so different between what companies use, and trying to mix them and to use old code and stuff like that is like really difficult. But you know, interesting stuff nonetheless, Adam.
Yeah. I mean, I at some points I do wish I was doing like development, like writing my own stuff. Yeah, because then I'm like, okay, here's something cool I made by myself. Not
here's something interesting. Yeah,
but I don't know. I know down the road I have like that opportunity. If I want to move into more core development, I can.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I think that's what everybody who does programming in college is always like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna be working on cool shit once I'm like out and have a job. Like, I'm going to be making new fucking... You're working on AI, making products.
Those are very niche markets.
Yeah, dude, you're going to be working on fucking revenue systems and making sure that the guy who clicks a button can click that button twice and have it pop up with a triangle instead of a square for the bullet mark and stupid shit like that.
Yeah. That was what my friend Nick's fix was for our screens.
Oh, really?
Like, apparently, when you click on one of the rows of the table, it changes color, and they were complaining that it was the wrong color.
Oh my god!
And, it was like a couple shades off, is what they said. But you put them right next to each other, they're exact same. And plus, we were using like a standardized color.
Yes,
in their system.
That's exactly what I was thinking just then.
Yeah, so I was like, "There's no way that's the wrong color." Like, are you kidding me?
Oh, that's the fucking... Because when you're doing those jobs, you're getting told what people want by people that don't know what they fucking want. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, yeah, dude, I want a program and I want this button to do that and I want this. And then you're thinking through how to do these things because you know how to add them and to make them work in programming. And these people don't, like, at all, whatsoever. And so when they're asking for requests or different things, like, the way that I would think about it is, like, think about the way an animation is made for, like, a movie. Like, back old 2D animation, like, you had to draw out every single frame in a movie, and there's 24 frames every second. Every single one of those pictures had to be drawn. Now, think about, I don't know, what's a fucking 2D animated movie? Like,
a 2D one?
Yeah, any of them. I don't fucking care.
Frozen.
This 3D. You fucking idiot. No,
it's
like...
not a 2D screen.
Oh, yeah? No, 2D. Like, I don't care. Like Lion King. And go back and say you want the color of Simba's eyes changed. Like, that sounds, to somebody who doesn't know anything about it, like a really quick fix. But then you think about somebody has to go back to every single frame that Simba is in and change his goddamn eye color. Like, that would take so long. So there are certain things that people ask of you when you're programming that just take so much longer to do. And it's like the smallest shit. And it's so dumb. And people just, yeah, I want it, so get it done. And then when you tell them it'll take you a week, they're like, what? Why? It's so small. And then you try to explain to them, like, how the code works and why, like, that's going to be an issue. And then they, you know, yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. I hate programming. I'm so glad I'm not doing it anymore. And I actually think about that sometimes. Like, I have this skill that's very marketable and could make me a lot of money, and I just don't use it. I just don't use it. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Like people spend years and years practicing to get as good as I did, the same way I practiced for years and years, for the end goal of being able to sell that as a product, like as a service, I should say. And I have that exact, like, I could do that. I just decide not to.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's like, imagine painting for so long with the idea of selling paintings, and then you get really good at painting and just stop forever. But, you know, fuck it. If painting sucks, like, why would you paint for a living? Like,
that's true.
Screw that shit.
I mean, I definitely don't, like, I respect the value that my skill has, so I'm going to use it and make money, but I don't have plans to program my entire career.
Yeah.
I don't even have plans to program for the next, or, like, still program within 10 years. Like, I want to be out of it and either doing, like, management or just not working. You know?
Yeah. Adam's got a big financial plan. He's going to be a fucking business mogul.
Yeah, I could talk a while just on that.
I'm opening the window because it's getting fucking hot in here. And I realize how hot talking would make me. Whew. Wow, what a riveting conversation we just had, Adam. Everybody can relate to programming and all that fun shit.
I mean, they might not be able to relate directly to programming, but I'm sure some of that conversation relates to other jobs.
Especially people that work in an office, probably.
Yeah, I can go on about office life. It's like I said earlier, it's better now, but at UP, like UP is a huge corporation.
Union Pacific.
You can feel that.
Yeah.
You can feel that. It's not pleasant. The company I work at is a lot smaller, and they care about individuals but more. Which is nice.
Wow, what superpower would you want, Adam?
What superpower?
If you could have a superpower.
Teleportation.
Really?
Has by far the most uses.
Really? I take telekinesis.
See, that's like lifting stuff?
Yeah, you can move things with your mind. Because you could then like fly places too. Like you move your body and shit.
True.
And then you could just like grab. Like I'd be so lazy. Like you just grab some shit from across the room, super easy.
That's true. Let's see if you can teleport. You teleport over there, grab it, and teleport back.
And then why not just walk? Like I can.
True. I don't know. I just with how busy like traffic and stuff is.
Yeah.
Like getting around places is ass. Having to fly
Over top of it.
Go over trips is ass. And you just teleport there in an instant.
Yeah. Like if you get telekinesis and you could fly, you just have to fly through a blizzard or some shit if you want to go somewhere.
And you still have to take the distance.
What if you could only teleport to places that are within your line of sight?
Ooh. I don't know if that'd be worth it. Because think about it. Right now, furthest I could get is like those trees over there. Yeah. Unless I wanted to fall down miles that way.
He's looking out the window right now.
But
what if you just like teleported up into the clouds and just kept teleporting through the sky?
Oh.
Like over and over?
But see, would you be able to control how far you're seeing?
Would you maintain momentum and shit too? Or
well, I think the momentum's not a problem. It's just because right now I can see to the sky, but like I can't tell you how far the sky is. Can I control how far it goes?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. See, I would take that because then you're flying basically to an extent, but like really you're just teleporting over and over.
You'd be flying fast as fuck too, dude. Can't you see like 12 miles?
Yeah.
Without the horizon, yeah.
God, I think that's still worth it. Yeah. You have to. Then when you want to land, you just look at the ground and TP down there.
See, but if you maintain momentum, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, because you TP,
and
you start falling.
Yeah, every like millisecond that you're in the sky. Because I don't think it would take you too long to teleport between teleports.
Yeah, well, that's we're talking powers like instant, and you don't run out of energy or anything. Like let's say it takes like a minute to TP, and you can only TP like once per hour. Then it's probably not worth it.
I love how you're already talking about this like it's a casual thing for you. Like, yeah, man, I TP'd to Walmart real quick and pick up some
TP.
Yeah. Fuck.
I don't know. I'm trying to like humanize it to where telekinesis, you wouldn't be able to pick up your own body. You just be able to pick up objects.
Why not though?
And then you had to like really struggle to get it to you. You're just like,
if powers were like muscles, and you had to like.
The more you work them out, the better you are.
Yeah, you're a fat fuck and you can't fly. You just you can maybe run a little faster, and that's about it. You don't even want to run because you're fat. Trying to grab some shit from across the room, and it's like bobbing up and down as it floats towards you because it.
You get tired halfway through, just fall.
Yeah, I just broke that shit in half.
I dropped my milk everywhere. Fuck.
That'd be fun. Could you imagine holding like a liquid? Like a bowl of liquid in the air without the bowl?
That'd be kind of... It'd be like you're an anti-gravity.
Yeah, that'd be dope as fuck.
And you just like twirling around. You'd be a waterbender.
Dude, yeah, you could fuck it. Dude, yeah, you would be. If you had telekinesis, you could be like a bender of any kind. For those of you who have not watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, go watch that shit because you're lame.
Yeah, listen to this and watch that.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that would be fucking dope. Yeah, you could... Because technically you're already doing air, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But...
Because you basically be telekinesis molecules in the air.
Yeah.
And you just be pushing them around.
Yeah, so you could grab a bunch of them. You could create like wind or some shit. You could control the water. Yeah, that'd be dope. Oh my god.
You do fire. Obviously earth.
How would you do fire though?
You just have fire and you...
just grab it.
Kind of just grab a part of it.
Yeah, but then it would extinguish, right? Yeah, I guess you wouldn't be able to do all of them. You wouldn't be able to do fire. Because the firebenders can he snaps and he's got fire on his thumb, you know? Like, you can't just make a fire.
True. Yeah, because they definitely... Because they're not working with, like, normal physics of, like...
you need a fuel source.
Fuel source and stuff.
Dude, my autistic, like, 11-year-old self always thought that when Zuko did, like, those flame daggers, I always thought that was the coolest shit in the world. And then I think about it, and I was like, he's putting candles out of his hands. Like, Because he would fight with those, like, flame daggers, and he'd hold them. And I was like, you're not cutting shit with that. Like, what do you... Like, the older I got, the more I realized that was, like, such a useless way to fight. Because, like, everybody else is, like, shooting fire and shit like that. Yeah. And he's got these little daggers that he'd fight with every now and then. He'd try to, like, stab you with them. It's like, what the... I mean, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's like holding your finger... Yeah. Hold your finger over a candle for a couple seconds, and that'd be about it.
Oh, fuck.
If you could be a bender of any kind, what would you be? Earth, wind, fire, or air?
Say that again. Earth,
wind,
fire, and air.
Fuck off. What is it?
Earth, water.
Water, that's what I meant. Earth, wind, fire. He goes, definitely wind.
And you're like, no, I'd be air.
You can only control the air when it's moving. That would suck.
I can only control the wind when it's breezy
outside. Yeah. If it's 0 miles per hour wind, you're like, fuck! And you can't airbend inside because there's no wind. Only when the AC is on. Which one, though? Which one?
I feel like I would do water.
Really? Why?
I don't know, because the fact that they can, like, turn it into ice and into, like, steam, like, has a lot of...
When the fuck can they turn it into steam?
I feel like they can, but maybe they can't.
I think they can melt the ice, but they can't turn it into steam.
You might be right.
Also,
but at least turning it into ice, though. And,
and if you're an elite level waterbender, you could blood bend people.
And Qatar also has, like, healing. Or, like, I think any of them do, but you have to have, like, specific water.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking about just everyday use. I would either want earth or air, and I think I'd go for air. Because, dude, you just, like, you're still going to school and work and shit. Like, with air, I could, like, fly around, and it's almost telekinesis, baby. Like,
Even telekinesis.
Yeah, dude, it'd be cool as fuck, dude.
True. And I guess he could, like, fly with his hang glider.
Yeah, and then you could create one of those little fucking, like, air balls that he does in the intro sequence, ride that shit around. He's so cool. There's just so many cool applications of it. But the earth one would be cool, too, I think. Just because you could make shit out of the ground. Like, imagine if you could just go out and make a mud hut, like, in a couple of stomps and punches.
How would that be useful every day? You just go around making huts? See a homeless man, like, here you go.
Just serial mud hut maker. Fucking the city's trying to stop you from ruining all the earth around town. Keep making mud huts. No, but then, because if you're a really good earthbender, you can become a metal bender, and that would also be cool.
If you want to be a lava bender.
What the fuck am I gonna do? I've never in my life seen lava. Is lava constituted as any melted metal?
I don't know.
Because, like, technically I've done soldering in fucking 7th grade, like, shop class, but like...
That's just metal bending.
What?
That's just metal bending, though. I don't know what lava bending is good for.
What do you mean? That's metal that's melted, that's molten, that's technically lava.
True. I don't know. Lava bending is super useless.
Yeah, that's like the dumbest shit ever. Like,
the only time that... I can't remember his name, but the only time it came in useful is he stopped the lava.
Yeah.
From coming forward.
It's like, oh no, I wish we had a very specific power to make this not happen.
It's definitely better if you're a villain. You could do some cool shit with lava.
Yeah, if he lives in like a volcano or some shit. Like, what?
Well, no, he could turn rock into lava.
Oh, could he?
Yeah. Oh, that was the whole thing about it.
I didn't know that. Oh. Well, then, if that's the case, you fucking fend off attackers. You turn that little fucking... They're holding a phone. There's a bunch of metal in the phone. Turn that shit into lava in their pocket while they're trying to rob you. Fucking melt a hole through their leg.
Or just earth bend them away.
Listen. I'm trying to defend lava bending at the moment.
What about a fire bender with combustion bending?
Oh, yeah, dude. I always loved that, dude. They gave him a third eye for no reason, though.
I think it was just a tattoo, wasn't it?
I could have swore it was a real eye. No, because he squints, doesn't he? Doesn't he squint the third eye and shit explodes?
Yeah, that could just be the wrinkles in his head.
Oh my god. It's like the dancing lady that like a guy has on his arm and he flexes. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's probably what it is.
Yeah, let me just rewatch it real quick so I can see if he's actually squinting his third eye or if he's wrinkling his forehead.
But don't just rewatch the episode, watch the whole thing.
Oh, of course, dude. I love that show.
I don't know if it's on Nick anymore. Nickelodeon. I think I tried to watch it again. It used to be on Netflix though.
Dude, yeah, I know, and they took it off. And then Nickelodeon had a deal with Netflix now, and a bunch of Nickelodeon shows are on there, and they're making a live action Avatar: The Last Airbender that takes place as in like fillers for the characters for Avatar: The Last Airbender. But they don't have the original fucking show on there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever. Let me watch it.
I think they have it in like German.
Yes, I know, and I was seriously considering purchasing a VPN just so I could watch that shit. Dude, I remember in high school. Useful. I remember in high school you could get VPNs for like free on the App Store, and everybody would use them so that you could get on the because the school blocked Snapchat on the school Wi-Fi, and so you just get a VPN and you get around it. Like you can still use the Wi-Fi, and everybody had them. And then I tried to go on the App Store to find a free VPN. Yet they're all like monthly membership.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was like, this is some bullshit. I remember they were good too. You do like Britain, New Zealand, China, like all these different servers.
I'm sure they're still just as good, but yeah, paid.
Yeah, paid for it.
NordVPN.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, imagine if we got a sponsorship eventually for this dumbass podcast saying like, NordVPN, you want your shit nobody to see you when you're looking at blacks on blondes porn?
Some BBC shit.
Oh, dude, I feel a little racist. I can't watch, like, if I watch porn, it could never be with a black guy. I feel a little racist.
It's because you're intimidated.
Is it?
I don't know.
No, but the thing is it also, if it's like a Middle Eastern guy, I can't? Is that also intimidation? Like,
nah.
See, but if it's an Asian, Mexican, or white guy, I'm fine.
I wonder if it's almost...
Because those are the things that
like,
I am.
Like, I kind of feel the same, and I feel like that, because I was like, I can imagine that being me, but if it's a black dude, I can't imagine that being me.
But then also, I'm like, in my head, I'm not thinking like, yeah, that's me. Like, I'm
not either.
I'm not like, I'm fucking her right now. But it's also like, the second it's a black guy, I'm like, or if it's like
that ain't right.
or if it's like the darkest Middle Eastern dude, like, I'm just like, I can't. I just, like, Alu Akbar this video off of my screen, please and thank you. Like, at home. I don't know. I think there needs to be a psychological study about that so I can feel better about myself.
I mean, obviously, it'd be hard to get someone to take that on, but I bet a lot of guys have that problem.
Dude, every single guy that I know that isn't black or mixed has that. Or, like, when it comes to... When it just comes to people that don't look close to them.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know.
Wait, but I also knew this one guy who was mixed... And he was like, yeah, I can't watch black guys in porn either. And I was like, what do you mean? He was half black. I was like, what do you mean?
Really? I mean, I don't even like watching porn if it shows like the guy's face.
Oh, really?
That weirds me out.
Oh, really?
Like,
I don't give a shit about it. What I don't like is it's some fucking sweaty pig and he's like talking the whole time and he's like fucking big.
Oh,
and
yeah, they're making
noise.
Oh, thank you. I only want to hear this girl making moans and shit.
Yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of it. He's up there grunting and going, I like it when you suck the fucking tip.
What kind of weird shit are you
watching? Like, dude, Jesus. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. I don't really do that shit anymore though. I remember when I was younger, I did it like a lot. It was like almost a daily activity for me. But I really have just licked his lips and nodded his head.
It's still a daily activity, Ryan. Have some respect.
Oh my god. No, but I think that shit's bad for your brain, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, because back in the day, like, you never saw, like, naked girls and, like, sex was something that didn't happen that often. And then you get to modern day and it's just, like, within a touch of, like, your thumb, just really fast. You could see an endless supply of naked women. And I don't know, I think it like fucks up your brain. And there's also like all those dudes online who are like, yeah, I was addicted to porn for 5 years, and then
I don't even understand how you can be addicted to porn. Like, how much porn do you have to watch to be considered addicted?
Yeah, but you just said that you watch every day. Or that you jerk off to porn every day. Like, would you be able to stop for a month?
Yeah. I mean, I don't do it every day anymore. It's probably like once a week.
But could you stop just out of the blue? Like, could you just not do it anymore?
Yeah. You only occasionally get urges that you just don't do it then. You're good.
But have you tried?
No. Do you want me to try? Do you want me to try?
All right, on the next podcast, we'll ask Adam how many times he's jerked off in the past fucking week.
Should I challenge myself?
Yes. See if I can not choke my chicken.
But see, even doing it once a day, I don't feel like you're an addict to porn. Like, that's...
No, but that is also like the way that you view like things or people. Like, I feel like you view them more of like a porn-centric way. You're like, if you're going on a date, you're like, man, I really wish we fuck, or I really hope we fuck, or something like that.
Like, your mindset changes?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, you expect sex and stuff?
I think so, yeah. And then you have like all these unrealistic expectations about sex, or like what would happen if you had sex.
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. I feel like you'd have to have something wrong with you to begin with to get into that mode, to where you feel like porn is like real life. Like, I feel like you need to have a disconnect already, and then that is like making that connection with you, and you don't see it a different way.
I don't know, dude. It feels like it's becoming an issue nowadays.
But like, I guess, see, at the same time, I never watched porn until after I had a girlfriend, which is really weird, but it's the truth. I never masturbated until after I had a girlfriend.
Wait, how the fuck old were you?
I was 18 when I started dating.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah, see?
You started jerking off after you were 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder you have such a weird insight on this fucking...
Yeah, see, now I didn't watch porn until after I had sex.
Okay, so then you're an outlier here.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody does that. I was like 13.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
What a good Christian child Adam was fucking grown to be. Jeez.
I don't know. The one thing that I remember about porn in high school is there's this dude, Alex. I won't say his last name. He was kind of weird. But freshman year of high school, he signed my yearbook saying, "Watch some porn. It's awesome." And then when I confronted about him later, when he like grew up a little bit, he denied everything. And I should have brought it in like, "Yo, bro, here it is. It says, watch some porn."
And then you went home and were like, all right, I got to see what all the hype is about.
See, okay, I will say I was wrong. I have watched porn before, like in high school,
but you didn't jerk off.
But I tried to.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
I agree with that. There was a while, I think, for like seriously like 6 months, like I would look at porn every now and then, just 'cause you're like, man, I want to see some titties. Yeah. You're like 13, and then you look at it and you're like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and you're just like,
and then you're horny, and then you stop looking at it. Like you're like, all right, that was fun. But yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. And then I remember I was watching one video, and the guy who's the cameraman pointed the camera down at his own dick. He was jerking off, and I was like, what the fuck is
Jesus.
Like, he was watching like whoever fucking, and then he showed himself jerking off, and I was like, what is happening? What the fuck? And then I was like maybe a couple weeks or like a month later, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give that a try. And then you try it for like a minute, and you're like, man, this is bullshit.
See, I don't think I masturbated and finished before having sex.
Oh my God. See, but then there was one time where I just was like, I wasn't thinking about it. And I was just going while I was looking at something. And then it got to that point where things start to happen. Like, you know.
Yeah, because it just starts feeling different.
Yeah, you start tangling.
And you're like, wait a minute.
And you're like, oh, fuck it. Oh, what is happening? And then I like drop. I like stopped looking, and then I started like freaking out a little bit. Kept going. And then just like a pocket of heaven opened. And I just. And I made a big fucking mess. Dude, I was wearing underwear and shit. Just blew a big ass load in my underwear. And I think it was the first time that like my prostate was used, because I remember being like, dude, why does my butt tingle? I was like, what is happening? And then I just remember being, because I had an iPod at the time, and so I had to be like 13. Yeah, I think it was 13, and I had an iPod, and that's what I was doing. Of course, like a incognito tab or some shit, so your parents can't look at it. And and I was just laying in bed, like with fucking the underwear on, just like made a big fucking mess of myself, and I was just like, oh my god, what have I done?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you just go to the bathroom, you don't even know what the fuck happened. Just change underwear. You'd be like, why does it smell like the ocean?
Oh, it does have a distinct smell. Fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, that's just weird. Yeah, but that's how I figured it out. I can't believe it took you till you were 18. My god, dude, I knew guys in elementary school. I remember there was this one fucking kid, his name was Bailey. And dude, he started jerking off when he was like 8 or 9. And he would try to like teach us how the fuck he did it. And I was like, what are you talking? Like, every time he told us, I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. Because he thought you did it like this. I'm making the okay sign with my hands. And then he thought that you push the penis into the hole over and over. And I guess it worked for him. Like, you just hold it there, and then you thrust your hips into the okay sign. And I was like, what? I was like, and then I remember, like, I definitely tried it, and I was like, he was saying this feels great. Like, I have no idea how the hell this is, like, this, I was like, this is dry.
That's weird, yeah. That just sounds
like
weird.
I'm scraping my dick off. Like,
I mean,
I don't.
When you think about it, it's like, what, most similar to what it would actually be
Yeah.
for, like, the entry. But, like, obviously it's just an empty hand.
Yeah, but then not even, because it's, like, not even, like, a static hole, you know? Like, it moves with you, and it's like...
It's not wet. It's not warm. It's just, the hole.
To this day, I have no clue how the hell he made that shit happen at the age of 9.
What a stud.
Fucking persistent. Another thing about Bailey was that he had a hog. Dude, I remember we were, like, 14 or some shit. And somebody was taking a picture, and so he dropped his pants and showed his asshole to the camera. And then when he bent over to pick his pants back up, his limp dick was hanging between his legs, like super far down. I was like, oh my god. I was like, Bailey, what the fuck, dude?
Holy shit.
I was like, my god. To be fair, he's a shower, not a grower. So he's like one of those dudes that you can like kind of see it in his pants if you look hard enough. But I was still like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the reason I found out he was a shower, because one time he was talking about being hard. He's like, you know when your dick just, like... I actually don't remember what he said. I think he said something about his dick just standing up. And then how, like, it came off my leg or something. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? I was like, what? I was like, does your dick get bigger? Like, doesn't it, like, expand? And he was like, no. And I was like, what? Oh my god. Oh shit.
Wasn't that how like black guys usually are?
Yeah, that is real. Yes, dude.
Yeah, that they're just showers.
Most fucking black guys are showers. I remember when I did football and you'd go into the locker room like for like to shower and shit after a game or usually after games. Most guys didn't shower after practice. And you'd shower. And fucking god, dude, it would like nearly every black dude's dick would just hang. And I was like, there's no way that that's a fucking grower. Like, there's no way his dick gets bigger than that. And then you watch, like, I can't remember what I was watching, but there was like an 80s movie where some kid, for some reason it was a high school movie, and they were in the showers and he was talking about, it's not how big it is right now, it's how many wrinkles there are, because then that's how big it gets. And then I remember seeing that and then going to the locker room and like paying a little too much attention to the other guy's dicks, and I was like, how many wrinkles that motherfucker got in his dick? Most of the black guys didn't have any wrinkles, or not many wrinkles, and I was like, oh, dude. Dude, the 80s have imparted some wisdom on my ass.
I feel like you have to get pretty close to be able to see
No,
that.
no, you don't.
No?
No, think about the way your dick looks when it's hard versus when it's soft. Like, you can tell from a distance that there are no wrinkles, or if there are.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So yeah, I won't say it's all black guys. But the vast majority of black guys that I knew who played football with me had showers, not growers. And that was a very interesting discovery to make. Wild time. God, dude, and it's so nasty how dicks are so different.
Like from one dick to another?
Yeah, dude. Just in football, I remember there's this one kid. I don't want to say his real name because he has a very like specific name. Let's call him Tyrone. Tyrone is like Tyrone with an M, I guess. He was like, he's pretty big and he was pretty fucking dumb. And he was a year older than me. And he's like a real life incarnation of retard strength. Like in eighth grade, he could squat 315 pounds. Which is like something I didn't hit until like the start of my sophomore year of high school. And I was a pretty damn strong kid in high school. And I was like, I cannot fucking believe that he did that. And so he was like super strong by the time he was his senior year of high school. And God, I just remember in the shower, he had the nastiest looking dick I'd ever seen in my life. He was black, by the way, if you couldn't get from the name Tyrone. Yeah, because we went and played this... We went and played this team down in Lincoln. And so since it was such a far drive from where we're at, we showered at the place, at their high school, so that we didn't, stink the goddamn bus up on the way home. And that we were actually a little comfortable. And when we were showering, like, they had tiny, dinky-ass showers. Like, that school sucked. And we're all showering, like, fucking basically hip to hip, showering at these, like, little shower heads. And I saw his dick, dude, and it looked like a fucking... like a bent yam, dude. It was so nasty. Like, think of a yam and then think of that yam as a boomerang. Like, that shit... it was fucking disgusting. I was like, what is happening? And by the way, he was a shower, not a grower. So it was a fucking, like... oh my God. It was so nasty. I was like, dude, what the fuck happened to your dick? I think he was uncircumcised. But also, disgusting. That shit was nasty as fuck. I was like, how come you don't have my white man cut penis? Disgusting.
Jesus.
Wow, that was a
turn.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Talked about dicks for probably, 20 minutes?
See, luckily, I played tennis, and we didn't shower as a team, so I don't have as much experience looking at other dudes' dicks.
And there's probably a no goddamn showers in your...
Yeah,
There's probably one black guy you played with. Like,
I don't think I had any black guys on my team.
Of course
but
not.
Tennis is a very white sport.
Yeah, you had a bunch of guys named Reginald and Xavier and shit like that.
Yeah.
To be fair, the whitest kid I ever knew played football with me. His name was Braxton.
Ew.
Braxton.
That is a very white name.
It's the whitest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's like the younger mother name, too. Like, you can tell she has a young mom.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she was trying to be creative at the age of 17. I'll name him Braxton.
I saw, like, a video where they're making fun of, like, those names, and, like, all of them had X's in them, like, and they list off, like, 20 different names.
It's true.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know, that's weird. I feel like I'd name my kids pretty traditional stuff.
Oh, really? I don't think I would. I think traditional shit gets so boring. Like, I like my name, but also everywhere I go, I know at least 2 other fucking people that have my name.
I mean, I mean it's traditional as in like it sounds normal.
Oh,
it doesn't have an X, but like it's not used.
It doesn't have an X.
I would try to definitely look for like an uncommon one.
Yeah, if I had a boy, I think my favorite name for a boy right now is Abel. Abel from the Bible. Just because all the like meaning and shit that it has behind it. Plus, I like the way that it sounds.
haven't thought about kid names.
Oh, really? Like
ever?
ever?
Specific ones.
Like ever in your life?
I mean, not to a meaningful extent.
Oh. See, that's the gay ass, like, creative side of me. All the shit that I do, I feel like if it's something that's permanent or lasts, I feel like I have to have meaning behind it. It's like all my tattoos have some sort of meaning. I've only gotten like one or two that were mainly the just the aesthetic, and then I was like, oh wait, but I also have to have some meaning behind it, so I gotta change the design or find a way to make this design work for me.
I will say I do like your family's tradition of your middle names are like your father and your grandfather's.
Yeah. So
first names.
Yeah, so the way that my family's tradition work is, so my name's Ryan Andrew Bond. Andrew's my dad's middle name because I was his firstborn son. And then the second son, my younger brother, his middle name is Ronald because that's my grandpa's first name. And then if it were to be, like if they had a daughter, that daughter's middle name would be my mom's first name, and then my mom's first name. No, my mom's. Yeah, I said that right. My mom's
Your grandma.
first name. Yeah, but it's
that's specifically your mom's.
Yeah, it's be specific. Yeah, that would be her first name would be the second daughter's middle name, which I like. I think that's pretty cool. But
yeah, I think I would try to do that. I like that.
Yeah.
Because then, like my middle name is the same as my dad's Catholic middle name. So he has like his regular middle name, and he got a second middle name.
Wait, what the fuck is his middle name?
His name is Greg Stephen Joseph. So my middle name is Adam Joseph. But I don't think there's any other like meaning behind that.
That sucks. I kind of dislike it when people just like, oh, name from the Bible. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because then like my younger brother, his middle name is William, and that's like one of my great grandpa's middle name. And my youngest is Steven, which is my dad's other middle name.
God.
So I don't know. Because then like once you get like a generation down, then all of a sudden like the middle name doesn't matter. Because then you're like, I don't care about your dad's middle name. Who cares?
I think it's just a cool way to keep like let's say I have 10 boys.
Yeah.
I really got to start working.
You have to go, okay, who's my great grandpa?
Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck.
But then like you said, since it goes for the daughters off the mother's side.
Yeah.
You can go up
and then it's into both families, which I like. But it's like, oh my god. If I had like 6 boys, I'd be like, dude, why do I have so many Y chromosomes in me? Jesus Christ.
I know. Like I have 3 brothers and then myself.
Yeah, I have 2 brothers as well, no sisters.
I have a sister.
The thing is, though, is my girlfriend, who I do plan to marry and be with, she's only got sisters. So it's like,
that'll be interesting.
Clash of the Titans, brother. Here we go.
Oh, you get to decide.
we get the fucking ultrasound, and it's gonna be a girl. And I go, flush it.
What?
I sent her on a DreamWorks flushed away journey. Get the fuck out of here.
You got like your tongs out to go aboard it real quick. Let me get in there.
Still got rust and dried
those
meat.
Are too big.
Still got
Here's some chopsticks. You just snap them together.
Still got orange chicken residue on them from my fucking lunch.
Your panda like on the table. You can pull it out. Then you get back to the panda. And you're like, wait a minute. Is this a fetus or orange chicken?
Oh my god. It's like, I heard.
You slowly put it in your mouth.
What the fuck is it? What is the thing that what's that shit that spits out besides the baby when they have the kid? What's that called? The sac? The nasty fucking.
I don't know. I think they usually call it like afterbirth.
Yeah, but no. The afterbirth's like all the juice.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what is that called?
Because it's like connected by the umbilical cord.
Yeah, and it's a big fucking nasty meat sack and shit.
Yeah, it's
fuck. Okay, everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's that.
We described it well.
Yeah. There are like certain like health nuts nowadays. They're like, yeah, it's healthy if you eat that shit.
Oh, I've heard that.
Oh my god,
that's so gross.
Like you fucking will you
Do they
fry it in a pan? Yeah, what the fuck?
It up?
Or are you like fucking what's her face from From Game of Thrones, you eat the fucking heart raw. Remember at the start of Game of Thrones when who's the dragon bitch? What's her name?
Khaleesi.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, because for the
I'm trying to think
tribe.
of her actual name.
Yeah.
Because they call her Khaleesi.
Yeah, but she's something Targaryen. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is her first name? Whatever.
Daenerys.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, she's got to eat that stupid like fucking horse heart or some shit raw. She throws up in her mouth. That part was so disgusting.
I don't know what she actually ate.
Yeah, it's probably like jelly or some shit, or like a Jello, or you could be like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. Dude, he actually ate liver, like a raw liver for one scene.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently liver's like super disgusting. So he's like, because he's like a method actor, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And liver's like super disgusting. So when he took like 2 bites of it, he was like, and he started like hacking and coughing and shit. And that was like apparently like super real. It's like, oh my god, dude.
What a champ. That's the one where he won his Oscar, right?
Yeah, that's a super good movie. I really enjoyed that one. Oh my god. Yeah, it's really fucking brutal though, dude. He's getting mauled by a bear for a while, and it's like super rough. He's like getting tossed around, and they actually make you feel like that bear is just like unstoppably strong. Yeah. Don't worry, folks. In case you were wondering, Adam's checking his phone during the podcast.
Yes, and
pussy bitch. We have a job to do.
I just got a lot of messages from my other friends. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. See, but are your other friends having a podcast with you at the moment?
No.
Thought so, bitch.
Sounds like they're going to Temp
So.
Tuesday.
Oh god. Dude, my girlfriend who works at Runza, which is the place where they have Temp Tuesday. Temp Tuesday is where the temperature, however cold it is outside, that's how much in cents, I think, you have to pay for a Runza, which is like a nasty pocket of bread that has a bunch of...
Hey man, I still know the recipe, bro.
So a hamburger meat, cabbage, and onions and shit.
It's a delicious blend of fresh ground beef, cabbage, onions, and special spices baked inside homemade bread.
You're retarded. Why do you know that?
Because I had to memorize it when I worked there.
Oh, that's right.
That's what you have to say to customers when they ask what a runza is.
God. And it sucks. It's not great. And
yeah, I always get the one where they add stuff to it.
She had to go in early this morning because she was opening and it was Temp Tuesday, and she had to her whole job was to go in and make 1,000,000 runzas, and that was it.
I remember working Temp Tuesdays. Except I was
you act like you're talking about going to war.
Yeah,
I remember working Temp Tuesday.
Well, I was drive through, so it wasn't that bad at all. And plus, I was not a manager, so I just had to go for one shift and leave.
God.
Those were the days.
What was like the shittiest? What's like the crappiest things? Or no, you know what? Actually, what's some fun memories you have from working like jobs like that? Was Runza the only job that you had that wasn't like?
That's the only job where I worked like
just entry level,
like fast food or something, like that kind of job, fast food or retail.
What like any like fun story from an entry level job have you had?
Fun story?
Yeah. Anything that you remember fondly?
I mean, it's been so long now. It's been like 5 years.
Really?
Or not 4 years. But I don't know. I mean, that's where I met my first and only girlfriend, and let's start dating. So that was kind of fun.
And you're like, oh, nice.
But
got some pussy, about to learn how to jerk off.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, it's not. I mean, it was definitely fun working with other teenagers.
Yes, dude.
And, like jerking around that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's nothing like super memorable.
Really? I got a few. Like, there was so there's this one place that I worked at. It was called Spirit Halloween, and it was like it's like a seasonal Halloween store that only opens. Like, they take like empty storehouses and they rent them out for like 2 months or 3 months to sell Halloween costumes and bullshit. And one of my best buddies, Anthony, like his family had like some connection to one, and so he was working there, and then because I knew him, I got to work there with him. And dude, like, they're run so shittily, like the worst people, because they're managing for 2 months, and then they have like they're off to a different job. Like they're seriously like the worst managers. Like they have no control over the employees. Like they need you as an employee more than you need them. So we'd fuck around all the time. And the first day that we were there, we had to go. She was like, "All right, go into the back." And it was this big. It was seriously like a store that could have fit a Target. And then they put these big, like, fake drywall walls up, and then, like, sectioned off maybe a third of the store, and that was the whole place. Because they didn't have enough supplies or enough things to sell to fill up the whole thing. And so we went to the other side that was just, like, open, you know? Like, it wasn't closed off by the drywall. She was like, "All right, I need you to pick up all this cardboard from the boxes that they had shipped in. I need you to pick it up and go throw it in the trash out back." And that was it. That's all she told us. And then she went off. And just left us alone. Like, nobody in this empty-ass fucking area of the store. And we just fucked around. Like, and then there was this back area that was obviously supposed to be, like, the storage area if you actually had a big store like that. And we moved everything into there. And then we just started fucking around. Like, we some packages that are really big, they come in, like, these pallet sticks. And we'd bust them in half, and we'd fuck around and, like, throw them at each other from, like, across the way. And, yeah, eventually we were like, all right, we should probably actually get this shit in the dumpster, or she'll get mad at us. And so we threw it all in there, and then, like, it filled up, and we're like, all right, that's whatever. But we were seriously back there for, like, 3 or 4 hours just fucking around. And I just think back to that sometimes, like, that was so much fun. Like, I got paid just to fuck around with one of my friends for so long. But then, yeah, we just had so many shifts together. And we would just fuck off, dude. Like, because, like, we knew how to work the register. And besides that, you just had to, like, walk around the, like, few aisles that we had, pick up anything that people had left out of place, put it back in place, and then you were done. And then we'd get maybe, like, I don't know, we wouldn't get too many people every day. So there wouldn't be a big mess. So you'd seriously be standing around forever. We just fuck around for so long. And then there was this one girl that worked there with us, who was admittedly pretty attractive, and she really liked my buddy Anthony. She said both of us were attractive, but she really liked Anthony, which is my best buddy. And she had, like, a boyfriend in the army or some shit, and she was, like, Snapchatting Anthony, and she kept sending him, like, pictures in lingerie and shit like that. And neither of us knew she had a boyfriend. And then finally, she's like, she was sending him pictures, and, like, he's, like, basically about to send her a dick pic. And then she was finally like, "Okay, that's enough. I have a boyfriend." And he was like, "What? Like, what is happening? What?" And, yeah, so she was crazy. We didn't really... He kind of stopped pursuing that one, but... Yeah, I missed that. That was pretty fun to work there. There's definitely a lot of bullshit that I had to deal with working there, but it was still pretty fun. Like, you don't have anything like that? I guess me working with my literal best friend at the time was, like, a big upside of that.
I didn't really have any, like, friends I started. I mean, I guess Nick worked there, Christian worked there, but they worked in the kitchen.
Oh, really?
So I couldn't really, like, go back and talk to them too much.
See, I bet my girlfriend would have a bunch of stories like that, too. Just because she fucks around a bunch at her work as well. I worked at Gamers for a while, which is like, it's the poor man's GameStop here in Nebraska. And I think the majority of it shut down recently, but I worked there when they were open. And the thing about it was that they would take in old, like, retro stuff too. So, like, classic NESs, Ataris, N64, anything that had to do with video games, we would buy it from you. And a vast majority of that job sucked, but because you get in these old ass, like, oh god, like, nasty fucking PS2s that were in homes where, like, everybody in the house smoked, so there'd be nasty fucking, like, smoke residue all over the system and controllers, and yeah, it was just fucking nasty. But dude, like, some of the guys that worked there were seriously so fucking cool and became, like, really close friends of mine at the time. And yeah, there's this one guy named Tim who I'm still pretty chummy with, and I see him every now and then just, like, out and about, or I'll talk to him. And me and him would fuck around all the time, just do dumb shit. And he would do random retarded shit for no reason, and it'd be hilarious. And there's this one time where he was because we had to send out packages on eBay to sell the shit that we had. And so he was packaging up a box and he had like a little tape thing. And it's really loud. It's like a tape with a handle on it. And it's a like mechanism where you push it down on one end and it like pops the tape for you. And it's really easy to use. And so that's pretty loud. And he's like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. He's making those noises. He's putting the tape on. And as he's doing it, every time it goes, whoosh, he goes, He kept fucking doing that over and over. And I was cracking up. And I ended up catching him on video doing that shit. And he was not happy about that. And then another time, he would just, when we had no customers in the store, he would just walk around like putting his hand like on his pelvis, acting like he's jerking off. Like just outside of his pants. And he would just, like, he'd be like reading something on the back of a box. He'd just be like, wow. And then he'd come over to me, like, telling me something, like, fake jerking off. And so I caught him. I can't remember what the fuck he was doing, but he was, like, right next to me. And he was right next to me. I think he was trying to clean something. So with his left hand, he's trying to clean, like, a system or something. And with the right hand, he's fake jerking off. And I sneak my phone out of my pocket. And I catch him. I record him doing it. Because I always tried to record him. And he'd always stop before I could get him. And I caught him fucking jerking off, like fake jerking off. And he like leaned down to like look at whatever he was cleaning. And then like turned his face perfectly at the level of the camera. Because I was like holding it down so that he wouldn't see it. Turns it perfectly into the eye of the camera. As he's jerking off and he goes, oh, fuck. Because he knew I'd caught him. It was fucking perfect. Yeah, dude. We would also like smash up, because if we got in systems that didn't work or were like busted and raggedy and we couldn't sell them or we couldn't do anything with them, like the manufacturer didn't want them back, like they're just trash, like we would just throw them away. And so all the time we'd go outside the back of the store and just bust them the fuck up just for fun. So we'd have like old ass busted PS2 controllers that nobody wanted, and you take them by the cord and you whip them around like a lasso and you just smash them against the wall or some shit. It was a blast. I hurt myself a few times doing that shit, dude.
Wow.
Dude, the armor, it was one time it was like a good, Guitar Hero guitars were the best to just fucking, just like a guitar, like real life guitar from a superstar, just smash that shit on the ground. And I smashed it and something popped and a wire came loose. And it was like, you ever hit yourself in the back with a jump rope because you were going too fast?
Yeah.
Dude, it was like that. And it whiplashed on my arm. And it was the deepest fucking welt I've ever gotten in my life. It felt like it was so, shit hurt so bad. And like I think back to those times. I kind of miss working there, but then I also think back to all the bullshit I had to deal with, and I was also like, fuck it. There was good that came with the bad, but there was also a lot of bad. Yeah. Did you really only work at Runza?
Well, I had that other like IT internship at high school.
You were working with old people there?
Old people, yeah.
God damn.
I was the IT guy.
You're an old soul, I guess, Adam.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because then after Runza, my first job in college was Northrop Grumman.
Fuck.
Yeah, but I worked at Runza for like 3.5 years though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got Gamers was my like first like real job. Because I was an umpire for like my rec league for a while, but they gypped me, dude. Like I tracked all my games and shit that I umpired and stuff, and they didn't pay me for everything when I got the check, and I was like, what? This is bullshit. But yeah, so I worked at Texas Roadhouse for like a month, and then
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and then I quit when I was 16. I quit because it was fucking with my nobody would take my shifts for me, and they kept scheduling me when I was trying to play baseball. So I was like, I can't fucking do this. And I had to quit. And then later I applied to Gamers and I got hired. And yeah, I was there for like seriously a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And I got fired because I think the manager wanted me gone, I think. His name was Mitch, and he was like, I was like 17, 16 at the time, and that motherfucker was, he was just like 22. He's the manager of the store. And he wanted me fucking gone for some reason. He just didn't like me as a person, I think. And so I kept asking him to give me more shifts, and he kept being like, all right, yeah, I'll get you a shift. Get you more shifts. I was getting like 8 or 9 hours a week. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on. And so I decided to get that second job at Spirit Halloween that I was just telling you about. And so I'd work at Spirit every now and then he'd still only give me like 1 shift a week. And I'd be like, all right. And then just one time in passing in conversation, I was like, yeah, my other job, like this was blah, blah, blah. And then later on, I come into the store and everybody's acting weird around me. Like nobody's really talking to me. Like I'm just kind of like doing the regular duties that I was supposed to be doing. Mitch comes in, he's like, hey, can I talk to you in the back? I was like, yeah, dude, sure. Like, because I was already like picking up the scent, you know? And he takes me to the back. And the reason on fucking record there that he fired me was that you had a second job and didn't tell me about it. And due to policy, you have to let us know about that type of thing. And it's like, what?
I don't think like any job has
No,
that.
I don't think that. I think the only thing is like if you work at Home Depot and then you get a second job at Lowe's, like like a competitor. Yeah. I was working at a fucking Halloween costume store for 2 months, and he's like, "All right, so get out of here." And I was like, "All right, okay, bye." And so yeah, I was fired.
So that's what 3 jobs.
Yeah, that's just cool. Wait. Yeah. Yes, sir. I guess I just can't keep a job anyway.
Remember, like a year ago, I met with that one recruiter and we just talked. Apparently, he got promoted, and the guy that basically took his job like reached out to me, so I had lunch with him, and so we were just talking for a while. And I told him part of the reason I left is because I was good friends with you, and you got fired. So I was like, "There's no reason to be here." And then he asked like why you got fired.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, on paper, he got laid off, but I think our supervisor, who I already told him about our supervisor, I think she just didn't like him and had it out for him.
How nice of you.
But
well, that's fine. I don't plan on getting back into those jobs anyways.
Yeah. And then, like the week I started my current job, I had lunch with my boss, and at one point he asked me like how did UP feel about you quitting? And I almost like let it out that I quit and like was gone the same day, because like I feel like that's not the most professional thing.
Oh, did you make that happen actually?
Yeah, I went in. I was there at 8, and by 9 I was gone and never back.
I thought you did put in your 2 weeks.
Nope.
Oh,
I literally went to Andy's office.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey Andy, just letting you know that I'm going to be quitting. Or I think I said resigning because I didn't want to say quitting. I'm going to be resigning, and my last day's today. And he's like, oh. And then they made it happen.
Damn.
I mean, they can fire a person in a day. They can get a person gone in a day.
That's cool.
So.
Dude, honestly, Andy was the best part of that job, though. I do miss Andy a bit.
Ouch.
Huh?
I was there.
Oh my god, shut up. Shut up. Maybe I'm going to shit on your lap. No, but like obviously you're a friend at the job. I'm talking about just the job. Like I don't hang out with Andy.
Yeah. Well, see, I told those recruiters that everything was good until that supervisor
until Danny took over. Yes.
And I guarantee you, if they didn't do that, I would probably still be working there because I just hated being under Danny.
I seriously want to work for like a local business or creatively for myself is my end goal at this point. Because I'm so sick of people not having souls anymore when it comes to their jobs. Like, I want people to be passionate about what they're doing, and I want people to actually care about the people that they're working with and working for. Because having to do all this bullshit and forcing your employees to do a bunch of bullshit that nobody wants to do and nobody cares about just for the sake of your fucking stockholders pisses me off.
That is a big thing I've learned in like learning more about stock markets and stuff is that once a company goes public, they tend to care a lot more about their stock price and pleasing the stockholders than they do pleasing their customers. And they'll just get so shitty on that end, which is unfortunate. One of my goals is to be able to start my own business, most likely with like a software.
Yeah.
And I don't have expectations of it growing, but I wouldn't want it to like get super big. To
Yeah.
where, like it turns into that.
Yeah, and like so many people are like, yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to make this big fucking business and I want to be. It's like, dude, I don't want that at all. Like, I want to, like, I would like to have a very good amount of money, like, to live very comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, I don't want to be a big fucking. I don't want to be huge. Like, I don't want to have to run a super stressful big business and I don't want to have to deal with all that bullshit or even have a high position in a corporate ass office or something. And I think, God, I don't know. It's just, you know so little about the real world when you're in high school trying to pick a job for the real world.
Yeah.
Like, I was like...
Then even you get through college and then to the job.
Yeah.
And you just get your ass kicked.
God,
how fucked it is.
Yeah, because it's like college is like, yeah, this is what it's going to be like. And this is what you're going to need. And then you... Especially for computer science. Like, once you get into the actual job, it's like... Oh, yeah, the things that you learned are like 10% useful. Like,
that's pushing it.
Yeah, and it's so fucking annoying. It's like all the things that you got to learn how to do and to actually work with and stuff. It's like so different. And the things you actually work on are completely different than what they tell you about. And goddamn, kids don't go to college unless you know exactly what the fuck you want to do.
But even then.
Yeah, exactly. Community college, dude.
Even then. Like, I don't know. I'm right at the end. Ryan dropped from university.
Drop that shit, dude.
But I'm right at the end, and I despise days that I have to go to class just because it's so useless, and I just want to be done. Like, I already have the job.
Yeah, Adam has a full-time salaried position doing work that other graduated salaried position people do, and he makes less just because he doesn't have the fucking piece of paper that tells people that he knows what he does, like that he knows what he's doing. It's like, fuck off! You already hired him, he knows what he's doing. You can tell by his work.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, the amount of knowledge that you actually use from college can be taught to you in maybe 6 months to a year. And they could just send you off. And you'd be just as fucking useful as you would with the 4-year degree. If they were to just cut out all the fat and bullshit. It's just so annoying. So annoying. And I just wish that there was some fucking way. Because, like, I went into computer science hoping I could come out making video games. Because, like, I'm more creative and I wanted to do something like that. And it's also a way that, you know, you make a good amount of money doing that, even if you're not at the top. And then you get into it and you realize, you know, the actual video game industry's bullshit. If you go that route, you just end up doing agile scrum development. It's not creative at all. You're just basically pushing tickets the same way you are at any other goddamn development place, and you just learn how ass the job actually is once you get internships and stuff, no matter how good you are at it. And like, there's so many people that I know, even that have like there's a guy I work with at Home Depot. He's retired and he works there just for something to do, and he seriously tells me, he's like, yeah, he programmed for like 35 years and retired. And he was like, yeah, it was not fun. Like, I didn't like it. If I could go back, I wouldn't have done it. And it's like, that fucking kills me to hear that there are people that said they wouldn't have done it and wish they didn't, and went through 35 years of it just because they didn't have that insight from the beginning. It's like, oh my God, people need to actually provide the proper information to people that are younger, because it's so depressing that they don't.
Yeah. Because, see, like, I'm getting a head start on working full-time, but that's because I have financial goals to, like, invest in real estate and stuff like this, so I can get to a point where I don't have to work if I don't want to. That's my goal of getting started early, because I know I'm at a time in my life where my expenses are so low, where I can turn so much of my income into that type of investment, and then be able to get to that point where I don't have to work a lot sooner.
Which is a good plan. At this point, I'm basically banking on being able to become successful through some creative endeavor. So
here's one of those goals.
Yeah, pretty much. So Also, if any of you motherfuckers want to see my other YouTube channel, you can go check that out.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. I haven't made a video in 3 to 4 months, but you know, I have made videos. I just haven't put them up because they're bad. So there's something soon coming, probably, maybe. And we'll see how long it takes me to get this shit out. Could be tomorrow. Could be in a week.
We'll see if we record another before we post it.
Yeah. Oh God! All right. Well, I think that's probably winding to an end pretty naturally there.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for listening all the way through. If you actually did, if anybody actually heard this, and I don't know, this is kind of fun. Probably do it again, and yeah. So you should expect some more. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.